What is up, everybody, and welcome to the 11th, I believe this is the 11th episode of Songs for Breakfast. As always, I'm your host, Chris. Thank you for joining us this week. This is, it's not a very long song, but it's a pretty damn cool song, so I figured I would cover it. This week's song has been described as the funk you need when you're in a funk. So, pretty cool, uplifting song, positive song. I think we all kind of need that in our life from time to time, something uplifting and positive. But I'm talking about Still Feel by Half Alive from their 2019 album Now, Not Yet. This song is about finding hope when you feel hopeless and finding yourself when you feel lost, which I think we all need to do from time to time. I think we all need to, I think that sometimes we feel lost or we feel confused or we are scared and we need to find ourselves again. And I think this song really talks about that really well. Like I said, it's not a very long song, so this probably won't be a very long episode, and I'm sorry about that. But we'll get right into it. Our first verse is a repetition of the following lyrics, right? So the first verse just says this set of lyrics twice. It says, when I'm furthest from myself, far away, feeling closer to the stars, outer space, I've been invaded by the dark, I can't escape, trying to recognize myself when I feel I've been replaced. I think these opening lyrics really describe how he's feeling. He feels like he's gotten away from himself into the dark, which feels like outer space, and has been taken over by negative feelings when he tries to find himself and he feels that he's been replaced by something else. So I think we've all felt that way. Like, you look in the mirror and you just don't feel like yourself. You don't feel like the person you were before, and I think that's what he's talking about. He feels like he's been replaced by all these negative feelings, and he wants to feel better, right? And then after this verse, we get our pre-chorus, which is a big part of the song that I think everybody knows. If you know the song, of course, this is probably one of your favorite parts. If you don't know the song, listen to it, obviously. But the pre-chorus says, but I can feel it kick down in my soul, oh, and it's pulling me back to earth to let me know, oh, I am not a slave, can't be contained, so pick me up from the dark and pull me from the grave, 'cause, right, that obviously leads into another part. The 'cause leads you right into the chorus. But I think in this section of the song, he's saying that he can feel hope inside. It is trying to get himself back out and pull himself back out of what's going on. He won't be held captive or contained by this horrible feeling, so he wants to be pulled out of the dark and taken from his metaphorical grave. Right? That's pretty kind of clear there. You know, I'm starting to sound like Theo Vaughn. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. I've been listening to way too much Theo Vaughn, like when I'm traveling, and I'm starting to sound like Theo Vaughn. I need to cut that out. But of course, after that 'cause, you get the chorus, which is this huge fun chorus. Like, this is the part that everybody knows of the song. If you've heard it, if you've not heard it, you may have heard clips of it. This is the part that everybody knows. He says, I still feel alive. When it's hopeless, I start to notice that I still feel alive, falling forward, back into orbit. Yeah. I think that kind of says it all when it comes to this song. Like, even when you feel bad, even when you feel down, even when he feels bad and he feels down. I say you because I assume that everybody's like me and kind of can relate to the song. But whenever he feels down or he feels bad, he still feels alive. He still feels like he's going to come up from this metaphorical grave, that he's going to start feeling better. And then when he feels hopeless, he starts to notice that it's not hopeless. Then we get the second verse after that. Right, which is, so when I lose my gravity in this sleepy womb, drifting as I dream, but I'll wake up soon, to realize the hand of life is reaching out, to rid me of my pride, I call allegiance to myself. So, another cool little verse there. So when he feels that he's losing himself to the darkness, he feels like he's kind of drifting, that he knows that he'll be fine soon, which is always a good feeling, to know that you're going to feel fine soon. He sees that life is reaching out to pull him out of his aforementioned grave and is allowing him to cast away this self-pride that he has, that keeps him from acknowledging how he feels and allows him to become one with himself after feel still like he's in the dark. So he pushes away that pride that he doesn't want help or he can't get help. That kind of that selfishness that we all kind of have inside of us that kind of wants to buckle up and not accept when we feel bad. And he pushes that away and is trying to call allegiance to himself to start helping himself, to start feeling better, to start feeling alive. After this verse, we're treated to the fun and catchy pre-chorus and the chorus 2 times, alternating as they do earlier in the song. So you have the pre-chorus and you have the chorus, and it just repeats that twice. We come to the bridge, which adds a little more depth to the song's message. The bridge is: floating in outer space, have I misplaced a part of my soul, lost in the in-between, or so it seems, I'm out of control. Floating in outer space, have I misplaced a part of my soul, lost in the in-between, but it can't keep me asleep for long, cuz. Obviously, he loves that little cuz in there, because it just leads right into the chorus again. But he says he's feeling lost in the dark. He compares being lost in the dark to being lost in space. He's feeling like he's lost between feeling hope and feeling hopeless. He completely feels out of control, but he won't be sleeping lost in the dark for long because he still feels alive, which is what we get in the following chorus, which is a little bit modified. It's got some extra background vocals to it that I'll say. They're in parentheses, but I'll say them at the end of each line. He says, I still feel alive, then I can feel it. When it's hopeless, it says, it ain't hopeless. I start to notice that I still feel alive. I can feel it. Falling forward, back into orbit. Know that he's saying that it isn't hopeless, that he can feel again, right? That's the big thing about this song. It's all about hope. This modified chorus gets repeated twice before it changes into this final little moment at the end of the song. And this final little moment, it's like a modified chorus, I guess. Another modified chorus. It says, I can feel it. It ain't hopeless because I start to notice. I still feel alive. I can feel it falling forward. Yeah. He can feel it now. He isn't feeling hopeless anymore. He's falling forward and he feels like himself again. And I think that's a phenomenal dynamic. I think this is just, it's phenomenal. Like the message of this song, and it's dynamic. It's a really dynamic, fun song. And I think it's a positive song. I think it's got a really good message. And apparently the songwriter had watched the film Gravity around the time that he wrote this song and drew some inspiration from it, which as well becomes, pretty obvious when you read the lyrics. But for me, this is a feel-good track. When I'm bummed out, I can throw this on, and when I throw it on, I still feel alive. So hopefully you guys have heard this song. And if you've not heard this song, definitely check it out. What do you think of Still Feel? Have you heard it before? Like I asked earlier, have you heard it before? What are your thoughts on the song? And as always, you can get a hold of me by sending an email to me at songsforbreakfast@gmail.com. Let me know what songs make you feel better. Let me know if there's any songs you'd like for me to cover. Just anything. Just send me a message. I'm available. I'm always available, pretty much. I live a very boring life other than doing this and just hanging out by myself. But just, shoot me a message. What do you think of this song? Is there any songs you want me to talk about? Is there any songs that make you feel better? Like I said earlier, let me know. Once again, I want to thank you all for listening. Have a wonderful day. And as always, take care of yourself and take care of each other.